So when I got my 77 from Collector Knives, I also added another one of these LionSteel Collector Knife exclusive, like modern barlows, the CK01, I believe is what it's called. This one is the Roundhead. I already have the Warhorse, which is a two-bladed version of this with a clip point and a um man, I'm having trouble with that blade name here recently. Warncliffe, that's what it is. Has a clip blade and a Warncliffe blade. And then I have a Dom, which is a sheep's foot blade. And now I have the Roundhead, which is, of course, a spear point blade and is a little bit like the 77 that just came out, a, main spear blade. And these are about the same size as the 77. So if you couldn't get your hands on a 77 and you're okay with having, a more modern version of the 77, maybe you should check out these LionSteel CK01s from Collector Knives. Uh, this one here is in Stag, and Stag looks pretty cool, I think. Um, the Stag one's a little bit more expensive than the other ones, but I didn't have a Stag. I have a Ram's Horn Dom and a Micarta Warhorse, so I figured I'd try the Stag out, and got a really good looking example. Um, these have titanium bolsters, I think titanium like frames or liners, and then an M390 blade, which is like a modern powdered super steel and everything. And you can see there it's made in Italy and it is a Collector Knives exclusive. The action on all of these is really good. The pull is not super bad, but it definitely will stay open, no problems. Um, yeah, they're nice knives. Um, you know, Mike Latham at Collector Knives really did a really good job of doing these CK01s, I guess, designing them or whatever. Um, and, there's really nice knives. And, the appealing thing about these is they are very similar to the 77 Yankee Barlows. Um, which is why I think Mike did them like that because, he is the originator, if that's the correct word, of the 77 Yankee Barlow. He's the one who started the SFO for it. And up until this year, it's just been an SFO for him. Um, so these are similar to the Yankee Barlow. And I think that was, on purpose to keep it like an SFO for these like medium sized Barlows. Um, but every one of these LionSteel CK01, like modern Barlow type things that I've gotten, have been really well done, and I'm super happy with them. They are a little bit expensive. I think this was like $136 or something like that. But what you have to remember is instead of getting brass liners and steel and some bone covers on this one, this is Stag. So that of course already makes it a little bit more expensive. And then the bolsters and the liners are titanium. And then, of course, instead of having 1095 carbon steel or like a 420 HC or something, you have that high end M390 blade steel. Um, so, it's a little bit more expensive to make. And of course, it's made in Italy instead of being made in China or, America or anything. So it needs to be imported, um, but it's also not made by people making child slave wages. So it's a little bit more expensive a knife, but like I said, every one of these LionSteel CK01s that I've gotten have been really good looking and really well made and everything. Um, I haven't carried this one yet. I've been carrying the 77 Yankee Barlow recently. And then the past couple of days, I've been carrying my Case Rustlock actually. But I figured I would do a video on this so that I feel like I can carry it then. So one of these days here, I will put it in my pocket and start carrying it occasionally because I do really like these LionSteel like modern barlow knives. I think they're really cool. They're well made, and they're a great option for somebody who wants to try out like a slip joint knife, but doesn't really want to deal with like 1095 steel or not being able to disassemble the knife or whatever. Um, this is a good option for somebody like that. Uh, but yeah, so this is the LionSteel Roundhead collector knife exclusive, and like recently, Mike's been posting a lot about. It seems like he's going to be having some issues, like financially maybe with the website and everything. So I'm hoping Collector Knives will stay in business. If you're looking for a knife, maybe go over to collectorknives.net and see if he has it. I mean, he doesn't have a huge amount of knives. Still has some case knives. He has like one Boker. He has these LionSteels, these CK01s. He has the CK02s. Um, he is, of course, a Great Eastern Cutlery dealer, but you're not going to get a Great Eastern Cutlery knife from him. And he has some modern knives and fixed blades and stuff too, but I'm not really interested in that stuff for the most part. Um, but yeah, I mean, if you're looking for something like this, like the Roundhead or any of the other LionSteel CK01 knives, Collector Knives is the only place to get them. And, you know, supporting him is probably a good idea because we want to keep as many, dealers that don't gouge prices on, like, especially Great Eastern Cutlery knives. I think we want to keep as many of those people around as possible. So I would like to continue to support Mike Latham because he seems like a good guy. He runs his business very fairly, it seems. When people started raising the prices on the Great Eastern Cutlery knives, he didn't start doing that. Now, I think recently he did say he was going to start raising the prices on the Great Eastern Cutlery knives a little bit. But if I had to guess, my guess would be that he is still going to be under most of the dealers, besides maybe DLT, who always seems to have the lowest price. Um, but that's fine because all the other dealers are charging like $50 more. Some of them are putting them on eBay for like $300. But that's besides the point. Anyway, if you can support collectorknives.net, that would be great. I would appreciate that. And I'm sure Mike would appreciate that since it is his business and everything. Um, but yeah, but anyway, this was the LionSteel Roundhead, and that's going to be it for this video, and I hope you guys have a good day.